Okay, so we have 40 minutes to talk about whatever we want to talk about today. And I also want to welcome you once again to Filmmakers Reporter.
All right, thank you for having me, bro.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, I want us to go straight to the questions, okay? I mean, straight to business and all right? Okay.
Okay.
So, first, so I want to ask, what inspires you to do in this world of filmmaking today? What inspires you to enter into filmmaking?
I feel like filmmaking, because just a little background about myself,
Okay.
I went to school for accounting,
Sure.
So my background initially was an accountant. And then just as life went on, I was just trying to do more things, because accounting was kind of like the same routine stuff every day. So I had started just doing I think I've always liked taking photos of people.
Yeah.
So, and I always had a digital camera way early before cell phones. Like I had a digital camera. So I always like shooting, and I always saw, when people see the photos, they have the joy and blah, blah, blah. So it kind of moved and evolved from photos into video. And then with video, I can see how people kind of like their emotions and how people always loved to see the final product. So, and I think the constant consistency of, doing photos and video evolved into filmmaking, where it's almost like, oh, now I am in a place where I can tell these stories that I see on TV that it's not my story. So that's where it started from. And then gradually it's like, okay, now we have an understanding what film and how it impacts people. So telling these stories and how, it can really inspire us to, be better. And, that's where we at right now.
Okay. Okay. What about me, Michael?
The question was, what inspired me to be?
To enter into the film world, the filmmaking world.
To enter into film, I think it's a calling. Like, in the sense that I never knew this is where I'm going to be, right? So, growing up as a church boy and everything, I was given responsibility in my church to handle drama and those stuffs. Okay, so I was writing, I was directing drama and everything without not really knowing the purpose of it. So I was just doing those things, and I remember those times too. I used to put a lot of effort into it, a lot of passion into it. Right.
Yeah.
If I'm being told to act as a rich person, and I'm also directing it at the same time, I try to add things to it. I'll try and copy this Nigerian actor or somebody on how they live as rich people. Try to carve my own stake. Get a briefcase, get things to add to myself to make me look. Or if I'm guiding somebody or an actor in a drama to behave that way, I try to make sure the person does the right thing. So through that, and I realized that I didn't even know trust me, I didn't know. I grew up in a place that I didn't really know that I could do something you call film.
Sure,
right. So
sure.
Through that, as I was leaving secondary school, one of the films that I watched, Potomato by Shirley Manson, and when I watch those times, when I watch movies, I begin to watch end credits of films, and I saw Shirley Manson's name. Then I read about her, and I realized that there's something called it's a film school that you can learn film and everything. So the inspiration is a calling. And yes, it's a calling that I feel it's not like a family or something, like a family thing, like my family are into filmmaking or something, but I felt a unique thing that God placed in me to do this thing, right? Like it's part of the things that He want me to do here. Yeah, so that's why I'm not really bothered about the environment or the conditions. Like it's more of a calling for me. Yeah.
All right, filmmaking is a calling. I mean, it is a calling. Yeah, we are all called to entertain and make people happy and then let them see their lives how it is. Okay, so What really keeps you motivated now? You know, this in Ghana, for instance, is quite difficult. So what keeps you motivated?
I think the bigger picture.
The bigger
Trust
picture.
me, I've never seen filmmaking as hard, even though I'm in Ghana here.
Okay.
I feel because of the things that I imagine in my head,
Sure.
or the bigger picture I see, right? So people think we are in a tough industry, but we are not in a tough. It's not about the industry. It's about who is like. I feel we are so connected as a world right now that anything can happen to me now.
Okay.
So it's the picture that I have about if I keep going a little bit, I might get to these places right now. I've never thought of something as in film as in Ghana here complaining, especially as in how things are industry. I always think there's a bigger way, and that bigger picture is the reason why I'm always motivated to keep doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think it's the world is it's a smaller world now, and you all have to what you have to do is just dream big. So I'm motivated by the bigger picture. Yeah.
The bigger picture. What about you, Kovna?
I mean, everything Big Mike said is pretty much like on point. It's about the bigger picture because believe it or not, filmmaking and filmmakers still face challenges globally. It's not just Ghana. Even in New York, you know, you're still gonna face challenges. You know, we're still facing budget challenges. So it's not just because you know, you are, you know, outside of Ghana, so filmmaking is smooth because, you know, filmmaking in itself is a challenge. So, but I feel like what keeps you motivated is really the bigger picture. The big picture is like what I am seeing now, and I hope a lot of filmmakers see this as well. It's like film will always be here. You know what I mean? It will always be here, no matter the challenging situation. And I feel like what sometimes, you know, keeps me, you know, like motivated is like the amount of stories that hasn't been touched, you know, like the amount of real history, because we tend to, you know, want to tell our own stories, but it's like our own stories is a lot of it is in our history of who we are, you know, and we have so much rich history because we have so many different tribes, so many different things that make us different. But at the end of the day, you know, it makes us all one. And I feel like the motivation is really knowing that we can create content that will be able to connect with our history that will be here forever.
All right. The bigger picture. Okay. I'm liking this conversation so far. So moving to our next question. Okay, let's talk about your films. All right, Michael, you have a documentary film called Dreaming Alone, right? Dreaming Alone is about and it's a film what they call a screenwriter who is it's about the life of a screenwriter. Okay, his life.
An aspiring screenwriter.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about it? What inspired you to do this story? Why did you do this story?
Okay, Dreaming Alone is a story that came from the inside. Like it's a heart-to-heart thing, you know, because the guy that I made a film about is somebody I've been working with for that long. And I realized that he has so much things to do. He has so much to write. He has so many ideas to write about, but he doesn't see, like, he lives in a dark place. Like he doesn't see a light in the tunnel.
Okay.
So he's in a certain world that he can't see what he can actually do. Even though he can write, he has the ideas, but the environment, the place he finds himself, how he grew up, everything that doesn't make him even think that he has a future.
Wow.
So I wanted to make a film to tell his life. You know, he went to a film school. At some point, he had to drop out because there was no money to continue for him to further. It's like every single thing has been not really been working. He has been this, he has been doing this, a lot of illegal stuff. You know, you understand. So I wanted to create the awareness of that, the kind of people that we have. Like, we may see people doing other things, but people really have something about them.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
This guy I'm talking about has been behind the bar for one night or the other, has been doing so many things, but the inside of him, that he's a screenwriter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
He's not just an ordinary guy.
Yeah.
He's a screenwriter.
Yeah.
So that was what motivated, or why I decided to reflect on his story, for people to know that he's a screenwriter. He's not what you think.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a story that will help a lot of filmmakers and screenwriters in particular. Yeah. Because one thing I know about screenwriting is that it's a very lonely job. You have to learn to be alone. You have to be somebody who can be alone to be a filmmaker, because to be a screenwriter, you know. And when I saw the post, I was like, wow, okay. I mean, this is something I can actually relate to. Yeah. You know, I can relate to.
The reception that we get during festivals has been amazing. Like, a lot of people, screenwriters, could connect, no matter where the person is from.
You can connect to the story.
You can connect to it. It's like everybody have their own stories.
Yeah.
Like, they are
like I always used to say, the road to success is different from everybody. I mean, what he's going through, the screenwriter, what he's going through doesn't necessarily mean that he's gonna. I mean, he doesn't. I should say, you say he can't see, but I think whatever he's going through is a way to lead him to wherever he has to be as a screenwriter. You know, all these experiences are supposed to help him to be where he's supposed to be. So I like this. I like that. I haven't seen the story yet. I mean, when is it coming out?
You haven't seen it. Yeah.
When is it coming out?
I want to actually shoot one or two things to it.
Okay.
Then I will I want to add some few things.
Some few shots to it. All right. Kobna. Okay, Kobna. Yeah. What about your story? I mean, I don't know much about it. I know the title is Sigura, right?
Sigura.
What does Sigura mean? I mean.
Yeah. Sigura. So I mean, honestly, like, I have such a you know, we've worked together on certain projects, and I have a couple of stuff that I'm working on, and I came to realize, like, I need to always, you know, keep in mind, you know, when I do my films, to keep my culture in there, you know, which is, you know, like, I'm fancy. So it's like, even the names of my characters, because Sigua is such an old name that, you know, people might not know where it comes from. So just being able to, you know, keep that in mind. So currently, one of our short films, Sigua, is out, you know, which is written by Grace Eklu. You know, she's a novelist. And I connected with her, and, you know, I shared the idea with her, and, you know, she loved it. So she ended up writing the script. So, you know, the short film is really about two young couples, like a young couple that, you know, they find themselves pregnant, and they have to have this real discussion about, what are we going to do? You know, are we going to, you know, do what society is expected of us, or are we going to take a step back and look at our options and see what's best for us? So that is what that whole short film is about. And it, you know, if you watch it, you know, from the feedback, people love their acting, and also we intentionally made sure the film was, like, maybe majority in Fanti, you know, the local language,
I saw
so that
trailer.
You know, we can be able to, yes, we can be able to put it on display. Like, we don't necessarily need to have our films in English.
Mhm.
Honestly, we just use that level as any film in the world, even though it's in our local language. So, it's really showcasing what we can do ourselves with what we have,
Mhm.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it. I like the story. I mean, I've always liked your stories. I mean, we've worked together. We are working together on one, and I like the way your mind works and all that. And it's incredible. Yeah. Wow.
appreciate that.
Pardon? Yeah.
Yeah, I said I appreciate that.
Oh, welcome, bro. Welcome, bro. So, okay. So Michael, when you were working on this particular film, what were the challenges in this particular film? The dreaming alone. What was the challenges for you?
Challenges.
What are some of the challenges you came to face?
I think maybe time,
Yeah.
because I was working, and I wish I had more time for it. Yes, I needed more time. I was combining work and all these things to shoot it. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
I had to shoot it within a day or two while I'm also at work and have to leave work, try to make all these things possible.
Yeah.
Right. So that was actually the basic the challenge that I had in making it. I wish I just had more more time for it. Yeah.
How about you, Corbin?
Basically, yeah.
I wouldn't say a whole lot of challenges, because it's more just, actually, I mean, the challenges is pretty standard. Just finding the funding to really handle some of the some of the expenses that come with like creating content. So, but as far as challenges, it wasn't that much, because I do a lot of pre-production with my people. I make sure they understand what we are about to get into, and understand that each project is a stepping stone to a bigger thing. So I make sure, well, on my set anyway, I make sure that things are the way they're supposed to be, because I'm working with people's time. So I want to make sure everybody that comes in is respectful of other people's time and stuff like that. So yeah, minus the just needing like little funds to like facilitate things. It was pretty smooth project.
Okay. Our next question. I mean, what is the toughest aspect of making film today? In your perspective, what is the toughest aspect for you?
I feel like when it comes to film, the easy part is making the film. Now, what you do with the film after it's done is, I feel like is, if you haven't been there before, is when you start to realize, like, okay, it's a whole new process, because writing, directing, producing, that's one part of it. Now it's like, how can you get your film for people to watch it? And I feel like distribution is the key situation that is kind of like preventing the your content from moving forward, because we have to have distribution, and distribution it comes in the forms of the film being on TV, being on a streaming site, being in a cinema. And I feel like we are starting to have new key players in that space, because we have the writers, we have the actors, we have the cinematographers, but we don't have the people that are, they just happy doing the distribution job, because that's where they want to be in the value chain. So that is what I would say is probably the hardest thing because everything that you want to do in film is really, you can imagine, but at the same time, you can't imagine out of bounds, you know what I mean? So it's like making sure that you stay within what you can do and what you can creatively do. But I would say distribution is really a key challenge and a key thing that I think is being worked on in the industry. So it should definitely, play out nicely.
All right, Michael.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Kobe is right with the things that he said.
Yeah.
As distribution. I always say this: film is an art. Okay.
Yeah.
A film is more business than art.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, unfortunately, most people pay attention to the arts, how to do this, how to shoot it, how to get this. But they make the film, and the film is on their shelf or on their laptops in their house, in their homes, or you understand? They don't know where to take the film.
Yeah.
So I think getting a film out there is the most important and the most challenging part in filmmaking. That we all need to educate ourselves. We all need to explore and get more ideas on how those things can come easy to us. It's actually the toughest part. The post-production, starting from distribution, marketing, promotion, whatsoever. Yeah.
I think you guys are right. Distribution is the toughest aspect of when it comes to filmmaking. Just this Wednesday, Kobina, you told me to go to join this meeting, the National Film Authority, which I did, and it was really interesting. I think it was about time something like that happened. Because one thing that what they did over there was really good because of the meeting was about, is it National Film Authority meets the corporate world, and they educated people, the corporate people, about how sponsorship, art placement is very important to filmmaking and how it will benefit them. And it showed a lot of ways that it will benefit them. And you can see how, and the examples of how Hollywood does these things and how they promote their filmmakers who don't, their production companies, corporate companies that actually don't do adverts. They don't do commercials, but they do art placement in films. And and it was really, I think it was about time the corporate Ghana, the corporate world in Ghana here actually know about these things, and they did well. I recommend Julia Tasante for this. Actually.
No, she's killing it.
She's killing it. She's killing it.
It's like, this is an example of when you put the people that know how to do the job in the right place. And then it will work. Like, you don't have to tell them what to do, because she has a film background, you know what I mean? And she's done films in Guerrilla, but she understands the whole process, versus someone that was put there because there might have been academia in film, because academia in film and being on the field is two different things. What is happening in the industry that I don't know if everybody's seeing it. Like, as this event went on, the room was pretty full. People showed up because there's interest, because now Ghana used to be in a place where it was detached from the global world, meaning like we didn't have access to internet. So what we saw on TV was what shaped our minds. But now that we have the internet, our minds are being shaped globally now. So we understand things that are, because Ghana has a system that's very propaganda-ish, meaning even if the truth is out there, they might not tell you, and they will show you something on TV. And once you see it after 5 times, you will believe that is the way. But now you have this outside world that is balancing what you have learned at home. So when it comes to the brand sponsorship and stuff like that, now we are moving into like the bigger collaborations, like we got to hold each other's hands and do this next level work. It's not an individual level now. And the next level of our filmmaking business is going to come in the form of like, collaboration. Like I tell my people, like, we might be fighting in between tribes in Ghana, but if a bigger enemy came, all the tribes will come together go fight the bigger enemy.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I feel like that's the energy of, where we are going with, the brands and film, really being married together.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so talking about the industry, what do you think constitutes a good industry? Michael.
Like what constitutes a good film
industry? Yes.
I think an industry basically is a product in the market. Okay, industry, tomato industry, sugar industry, shoe industry, fashion industry.
Continue, I'm listening.
Yeah, it's a product in the market. Any industry without a market, it's not a good industry.
Yeah.
Yes. So what constitutes a good industry is an industry with a market.
Okay. An industry with a market. Yeah. So that is something that we lack.
So
in Ghana, we lack in that.
Yes. Yeah. When you have the product, you need to have a market.
Yeah.
If you have a product and you don't have a market, you don't have an industry in the first place.
Yeah. Kwabna, what do you think?
Yeah.
I think everything Mike said is true. And I'll also add that the creative industry, it's very intricate and dicey, right? Because a lot of the industry lies on human relationships, human relationships and nurturing of those relationships. And if there isn't a good science or formula about how to treat each other in this industry, it's very hard for it to grow, because you and I will have to have a good relationship for a good, I don't know, the most that we live in life to be able to share ideas and, create. But if we're not getting along, we're not going to create. You see what I'm saying? We're not going to create. So it's so little, but it holds so much, because if you don't have good relationship with people, it's hard to have trust. It's hard to have, it's hard to want to be around people that I guess you guys don't get along, and you won't make a good film, because it's like you are just here to kind of like use each other versus like value each other to really create something that's good. So I feel like relationships, how we relate with each other is very, very key, especially in our industry, because other industries, it's like the tomato seller. You don't need to know them. You just go, you buy your tomatoes and you go home. You buy your stuff, and you don't need and even in the market, you realize that having good relationship with the market people, they might give you more for your money. So the relationships is like very, very important in the film and music industry.
Yeah. All right. We don't really have much time here, though. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm seeing it here. So what is the advice that you want to give to other aspiring filmmakers that are coming on to do film, those who want to do film, aspiring filmmakers? What advice you want to give them? Michael.
Advice.
The future filmmakers,
I'm part of that people that need to listen, that need to get advice from people, actually. I'm still there.
You're still learning.
In that stage,
but you are here. You are here. So what do you want to say to those that are after you? You're at a particular point. So what do you want to say to those who are after you?
I would say people. One thing I've noticed about film, like I've got some DMs from some people. Let's say they saw a post of me on social media, and they'll be like, they want to be filmmakers, they want to make films and all these things. And one thing I've realized is that they pay more attention to how the film is supposed to look like,
Mhm.
like a beauty of it, like
The beauty,
a beauty thing,
the,
like
the
something.
camera
You
shots, the
understand?
movement, how it looks like, and all of that.
The wow, how they can
The
do
wow.
wow, how
Mhm.
the
They
wow.
can
And I
wow
think,
people.
okay, for personally, I feel that is not the wow part comes in later as after you understand the process. I think from the beginning, if you want to make a film, just make a film. If the film is about somebody walking to get to his bedroom and sleep, but along the way he hit his leg up by the chair and he had pains in his leg, and that's how you have to make it. Just make it.
Yeah.
Just make it. You understand?
Yeah.
And so you can have your name on the film, like the Sleeping Boy, directed by this person.
Mhm.
That's the most important thing. It's like you need to make it. Don't try to seek validation or whether a story is good or bad if you have never even made a film before.
Yeah.
Just make it. Just do something. Just have your name on it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It is the only way that you can learn when you make another one.
There's no mistakes.
From the beginning. I
Yeah.
mean, that's for
There are
me.
no mistakes.
That's how it worked for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would see. We see the people that we mentioned, like Martin Scorsese, Francis Coppola. Then those guys have been making films for like 50 years.
Yeah.
You did.
And we want to make films, excellent films, in like
The
in
beginning.
like in just our first start of film, so the whole world can clap for us. No.
Yeah.
It took them 50 years to be who they are today.
Yeah. Baby steps.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes. I feel that's the best way to learn. That's
All
the
right.
best
All
way
right.
to
All right. All right,
yeah.
Mike. I'm Kobina. Kobina.
As far as advice goes, like a lot, I agree with a lot of things Mike said, and it's like film is the long game. You know what I mean? Film back in the day, it was called the old man's game because you would not probably shoot your film until maybe like 50 or,
Yeah.
because production and everything has become affordable, so it has dropped. And like he said, coming into the film, it looks like, people want to get into it to be known in the space, like, oh, you made
Yeah.
a film. Like, we are looking for a lot of validation, right?
Mhm.
And it's understandable, but make sure the work backs it up. You know what I mean? Like, the work backs it up. And I feel like if you are starting out, honestly, it's the best time to be starting out, because
Yeah.
all you need is the most minimum stuff. And your best place to start is to use your cell phone to start, because when you're able to use the cell phone
Yeah.
to start and finish, you will be able to see, because the process is the same. The actors have to act, the light has to be there, the sound has to be there.
Yeah.
But then it's like you get to understand fundamentals, and then you can elevate those fundamentals into, at least you have something to show, versus saying to yourself, well, I don't have a camera, so I can't start, and it's all not true. It's just like start with what you have and
You
keep
have.
building from there. Because
All right.
I
All right.
literally
All right.
started with
All right.
my
All right.
iPhone, and then gradually it just moved into where I'm at today.
Okay. Okay. All right. So start with what you have, and gradually you'll get there. So baby step, baby step. If you're watching this show, thank you guys.
You
Really,
just got to
thank you
start.
guys. Yeah, you got to start. All right. Thank you very much, guys,
Thank you.
for this.
No problem,
It's
bro.
very motivational, and God bless you. God bless you. All right.
All right, thank you for having me,
All
bro.
right. All right. We'll
for
talk.
having me.
We'll talk soon. Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Bye.
all right.
All right. Bye.
All right, hold on. One more thing.
Okay.
If you're watching
Okay.
this and you want to follow me, go on Twitter. It's Anybox Studios, Instagram Anybox Studios, and follow me and let's connect, because I want to make more films with more creatives.
Yeah.
Writers, get at me. Anybody in the value chain of film, get at me. Anybox Studios on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll follow up on Twitter.
All right, guys. All right, that's how it is.
All right.
To connect
Okay.
tomorrow. All right, so I'll see you guys soon.